Yo guys, hello and welcome back to my F126 career mode here with Aston Martin. Getting ready for the Japanese Grand Prix round 3 of the season. And just before we get started in today's episode, if you haven't seen the second episode of the series out in China, then please go and check that out. I'll try and leave a card on screen for you just to avoid any spoilers. So last time out in China, it was Carlos Sainz that actually picked up the win for Williams in a shock result. 2 red flags and a safety car definitely influenced it, but ourselves, we did not pick up any points and we were actually retired from the main race. So not an ideal race there, but hoping for a little bit better today at round 3 at a track I'm way more comfortable at. So let's get straight into qualifying, shall we? So moving into Q1 here in Suzuka and just trying to set a little banker lap here, and we completely misjudged the corner straight away here on our first lap. And yeah, I mean, not crunch time quite yet, but it's always nice to get a good sighter on the table, but it just wasn't meant to be for this first lap. Other than that, car actually feels really good around here. Unlike China, I feel fairly strong around here, so all really good stuff. And Oscar Piastri is out of the session here in qualifying, and what the hell has happened here? He goes into turn 1 and comes out of the pit slowly on the racing line, and Oscar just runs straight into the back of him. Absolute carnage there into turn 1. Wow, surely that should be a red flag, no? Obviously, I know we can't get red flags in qualifying, but EA, if you want to introduce that into F127, that would be a great little quality of life feature. But anyway, moving on. So, on the same set of tyres as we did the previous lap, we just coming towards the end of our first push lap here in Q1. Very close on track limits there, get the power down early, and let's see what we are looking like in this session. And 12th place currently, still last. And yeah, not looking great so far. Obviously, we all know that AI are fairly strong during qualifying, but onto our second flying lap here in Japan, and nice line through turn 1, try and get on the power nice and early, slightly up on the delta, kiss the apex on the inside, and then the inside again. Really nice flowing section, really satisfying when you get it right here. Slightly deep on that right-hander, which compromises us for the next left-hander, where we initially went off in this session. Little burst of the battery, throw it into Degner 1, little lift and coast, and roll the car into Degner 2, slightly too high up on the curb there. Little boost of battery and nice lift and coast into the very slow speed hairpin. Good traction, little bit of boost on the exit. Currently 2 temps up right now, so not looking like a bad lap. Into spoon curb, nice little lift and coast, slowly down the gears and roll the car into the apex. 4th gear, 5th gear, nice and early onto the battery, and we're draining this down all the way to 130R. Now me personally, I like to do a little downshift into 130R and then a nice big lift and coast into the final chicane. Ride the curb on the inside, try and ride the curb on the last corner. Didn't match that time, but yeah, run to the line and P17. So not quite through there, but not a bad lap in general. Now, I did go out for one final run in Q3, but we didn't improve. It was actually a pretty shocking lap, so I'm not going to show you that here. But highlights Oscar Piastri getting through, but also knocked out because he's DNF'd. Fernando Alonso getting through to Q2 yet again, so another great performance there from Fernando. But yeah, starting last again, so we can only go up from here. So without any further ado, let's get into the race.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Antonelli, Lando Norris, and Verstappen, Lawson, Hadjar, Gasly, and Fernando Alonso, Lindblad, Bortoletto, Ollie Behrman, and Bottas, Perez, Piastri, Carlos Sainz, and Nico Hülkenberg, Colapinto, Albon, Ocon, and Richards. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So wow, Fernando Alonso getting through into Q3 and finishing in P10 in qualifying here. He's really outperforming this car this season so far in qualifying. But now moving on to the race strategy. Just like China, the last race, it's going to offer us a 2-stop now. Round here, 1 stop is quite comfortable as long as you're not too aggressive with the tyres, and due to the nature of the lift and coast on this iteration of the game, it's actually not that bad. So yeah, it's going to be a 1 stop for us, hard to medium, take a little bit of fuel out of the car and let's get going. So let's get ready, guys. One of my favourite tracks on the calendar. It's 5 red lights and away we go for the 3rd round of the season. And it's a good start, instantly past Esteban Ocon. Colapinto looks like he's got a slow start. We're going to ease towards the outside, take it nice and easy. Oh, absolute carnage ahead. I think a bit of front wing flicked off from one of the cars ahead. Up the inside of Alex Albon and just behind last week's race winner, Carlos Sainz. So yeah, we're still taking it fairly easy. We go around the outside of Sainz. We have a look, nothing doing there. Still got Albon on our outside. We sneak up the inside of Sainz on the exit. Really good traction. A little bit of boost to the battery. We try to get Perez, but we go a little bit wide onto the curb, and that allows Alex Albon back into it. But we show him the door. And yeah, good start to this race. And oh, wow, that was close between myself and Sergio Perez. But we absolutely lunge it up the inside of 3 people at the hairpin. So yeah, I've gone from last to 15th already in this one, about halfway through the lap and heading into Spoon Curb. It's been a dream start for the boys in green. So yeah, after that great start now, we just want to try and settle into the race. Everyone else around us seems to be either on the same strategy as us or has opted for the soft tyres, which will imply that they're actually going to go for a 2-stop in this one. So we need to look after our tyres in this one and be there or thereabouts at the end of the race. Moving on to lap 3 now. Slightly died down. We've just been sort of saving a little bit of battery and slowly gaining on the cars ahead. Valtteri Bottas very slow into the tight hairpins. We get a nice exit. We absolutely drain the battery down here to try and get down the inside of the Cadillac into Spoon Curb, and we do it. We leave a car's width on the outside there, but Bottas seems to want to take the run-off track there as Alonso goes to the inside of Lindblad, but has to back out of that. And as we fly by our teammate and our bad in the process. Yeah, really good start to this race, up to P12 now by the end of lap 3. So yeah, crazy start again for the boys in green. No boost or overtake on this lap though, so and now everyone around us is on them soft tyres, so we got to see how deep into this race we can go, see if our strategy is going to work out in the end. Towards the end of lap 5 now, and we are approaching the back of Gabriel Bortoletto, going through 130R, a nice little lift and coast into this final chicane. Bottas all over our gearbox in the Cadillac, but we get a bit of a swapper on the exit of the final corner, and we have to get the battery on. Instead of maybe going for a look on Bortoletto, we're having to look in our mirrors for Bottas, but we gain him, but we can't quite do it. Yeah, quite a hectic start to the Japanese Grand Prix here, but We just have to hit our apexes and settle down into this race a little bit, I think. All while keeping a nice competitive pace and keeping the tyres in that window. Because if we have to make another stop in this race, that is not going to be good as we get the battery on to go down the inside of Gabriel Bortoletto. It's cheeky, but we'll squeeze him out. I'm surprised he didn't go wider there, but we finally get through on the Brazilian. A little bit of a squeeze there, but we get away with it in the end, and that is P11. Great stuff. Bortoletto sticks his nose in at the final part there, but as the IRL police are obviously not too happy on my move there, but 11th place, lap 6. It's looking good, boys. Onto the back straight now, and Gabriel Bortoletto and Valtteri Bottas look like they're fighting. They're alongside, so we're burning the battery through 130 hours, try and get out of the overtake window. This could be absolutely crucial for our race. While them soft runners are probably going to be boxing within the next few laps, our tyres are only getting stronger right now, so the more we pull a gap, the better for us later in the race.
3.8 seconds.
Moving on to the end of lap 8 now, start of lap 9, and still in P11, but the leaders are starting to box for their 1 of 2 stops, so we move up into 6th place here. Great stuff. End of the lap now, and the rest of the leaders are boxing for their 1 of 2 stops. Looks like Russell has carried on, so we'll be in P2. Crazy stuff right now. Russell looks like to be on the same strategy as us, so hopefully the hard starters can hold up the train and we can pick up some places here. End of lap 10 now, and we're going to pick up our first track limit warning of the weekend, and massive snap of oversteer on the final corner as Carlos Sainz and our teammate Fernando Alonso pits behind us. Kimi Antonelli with the fastest lap of the race. He is going to be the first person to come up behind us. Onto lap 12 now, and Russell has boxed from the lead, so we are in the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix in only the 3rd race of our career here. Amazing stuff, but Antonelli is closing in, and that doesn't help when we take a wide line through the second egg nut, and Antonelli is right on us. We move to the inside to defend, but we go a bit deep, and Antonelli drags on our rear wheel again, a bit like China and Esteban Ocon when he took us out of the race. But as you can see by the replay here, he just taps our right rear and we just go straight on pretty much. So not ideal from Antonelli there, but he was going to get us sooner or later anyway, so yeah, it is what it is. Next lap now, and Antonelli's absolutely streaked away from us. Charles Leclerc behind us is rapidly approaching as we go into Spoon Curb for the 13th time this race, and Leclerc already up the inside of us. His soft tyres are just out tractioning us. Tyres not looking good right now, so let's just try and stay in the overtake window of Leclerc. If we can get an extra lap of boost, then it's all good. We're in a really good position this race. Remember, these guys have to stop again, and even Russell behind has actually gone onto the soft tyres, so he's going to have to make another pit stop as well. I thought he was one stopping, but obviously Mercedes had different ideas here. Moving towards the end of the lap now, and George Russell and Lando Norris are right behind us. Lando Norris going for it on George Russell, gets the overtake nicely, and he's going to get a really good run towards the back of us into the final chicane, but he's not close enough to make the move. He will have the boost for the next lap though, whereas we will not. High 70% on the front tyres, and we can get an extra lap out of the tyres, and it's almost 3 wide going into turn 1, but we keep it covered off. Norris sticking a nose around the outside, but nothing doing there. Yeah, looks like we're good for another lap. Towards the end of the lap now, and Norris and Russell have not gone anywhere. We're on the battery, trying to keep this position. we will be boxing this lap, so if we can keep him behind just for a little bit longer, might pay dividends for us in the end. So we spot our braking zone. All right, a little bit deep, but we're boxing this lap, so it doesn't matter. We need to get rid of these tyres. Trying to spot the braking point for this pit lane, and we do it nicely. Hoping for a good stop from the boys here, our only stop of this race, so very important that we are as quick as possible here.
Okay, go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting.
2.4 seconds from the boys, another really good stop here in Japan. And as we exit the pit lane, our teammate Fernando Alonso manages to jump us with the massive undercut. Obviously, he has to box again because he stopped fairly early on his hard tyres, but P17, probably a little bit further down than I would ideally like to be, but I'm pretty sure the majority of the people in front of me are going to have to stop again, so outlap critical here. Need to hopefully get our teammate on this lap and hope he doesn't hold us up too much. Coming out of the hairpin now, and we are right on the tail of Fernando Alonso. We need to get this move done as soon as possible, so we're draining the battery to try and get our teammate. His light is flashing. We turn the battery off and we slide it up the inside of Spoon Curve, and it's a great move on our teammate. Nice and clean yet again, as Isaac Hadjar is out of the race. There are quite a lot of mechanical issues with the top teams in the first 3 races of this season, so don't know if we should be worrying about that one, as the yellow flag for Hadjar quickly turns to green. And yeah, going on to lap 16 now. Still in a really good position, guys. Halfway through the lap now, and we are approaching Gabriel Bortoleto at a rate of knots. Right, a lot deeper into the hairpin than him, and also get a better exit on the fresher tyres. A little bit of the boost to get past him, and unlike last lap, we are way ahead of him before Spoon Curve, so we can take the right line in there. Ollie Behrman and Nico Hulkenberg up next. See, our pace since boxing and putting on these medium tyres has been pretty decent. We've been getting back through the pack at a steady rate. Now we've got some people diving into the pit lane for their second stop. We are very low on battery, but we are closing up to the back of Ollie Behrman as Nico Hulkenberg pulls into the pit lane. So that's one less car for us to overtake, which is really good. Now pit lane exit where we jump Norris. Love. Nice little undercut on the McLaren. If you remember, he was right behind us just before our stop. And Charles Leclerc coming out just ahead of Ollie Behrman here. So going through the S's now, we really need to get Ollie Behrman as soon as possible. So little touch on the battery and we send it unexpectedly into the left-hander, and we take 7th place off of Ollie Behrman, and that is a great move. Probably overtake the race from me so far. Very proud about that one. But yeah, guys, the pace is really good. Fingers crossed we can stay within the overtake of Charles Leclerc now. It's going to be quite hard with him on the fresh hard tyres, but we're going to give it our all. End of the lap now, and we are really close to dropping out of the overtake, but we just about managed to keep it, as we have some other people in the pits. Currently P7, where will we be by the end of the straight? Hamilton boxes, as does our teammate.
Fernando's in the pits.
Yeah, P5. Really good stuff. We're on target for a top 10 finish again here, and that would be insane in only our 3rd race in the Aston Martin. End of lap 19, start of lap 20 now, and the rest of the leaders look like they are in the pits. So has our strategy worked out for us so far? Yes, it has, because we are in P4. Unfortunately, George Russell just coming out of the pits ahead of us on the brand new fresh soft tyres, so highly unlikely that we are going to be able to keep up with him now, as our tyres are, well, they're only 5 laps old at the moment, but them fresh softs are going to pay absolute dividends for George Russell. Coming out of Spoon Curve now, and Lando Norris in the McLaren is absolutely right up our trumpet, and he is hungry for this 4th place as he goes down the inside of 130R, makes the move happen before the corner, but we try and get on the battery to try and take him back, but he covers it off well and we settle for the boost overtake. So yeah, still P5, still a really good result as it stands.
In this lap, push now.
End of lap 21 now, and our tyres are starting to wear a little bit, and also I think our car performance is starting to show because Lewis Hamilton, Oscar Piastri are approaching us pretty rapidly towards the end of this race, and to be honest, it looks like a matter of time before they're going to be flying past us as Hamilton approaches our rear end towards the final chicane, but we managed to hold him off. Good final chicane there, down on the power nice and early. We cut straight to the inside to try and mitigate the slipstream towards the Ferrari, but he is looking really hungry for this. We go into turn 1 slightly wide, we get on the curb and it drags the car out wide, and it gives Hamilton an absolute gift here in the Japanese Grand Prix. Really disappointing from ourselves, but as we lose the back end again through the S's, and Oscar Piastri is sniffing around the outside, and he pulls off a great overtake there. Yeah, an absolutely shocking first sector as we lunge it up the inside, but we bounce off the curb and Verstappen gets through as well. So in the first sector of this lap, we have lost 3 positions. Not ideal at all. Yeah, let's regain our composure and just settle down for the rest of this race. Moving on to the penultimate lap of the Japanese Grand Prix now, and the top 7 have absolutely romped away with this one. We just have not had the car to keep up with the likes of Verstappen and Piastri, but Liam Lawson and Pierre Gasly are now right on our tail with much fresher tyres. Luckily, we've managed to keep hold of quite a lot of battery actually, because we haven't really been fighting, but horrible little tank slapper on the final corner, and on the last lap of the race, Liam Lawson goes to the outside. Pierre Gasly looks towards the inside, but are we going to hold it off? A little bit of a squeeze on Liam Lawson, but not too bad there. Not too bad. We managed to hold the position, which is critical for the rest of this race. It means there's maybe only one opportunity left for them to get past into the final chicane. We burn a little battery at the top of the hill, but yeah, we've been very, very quick in this race compared to China, at least anyway. Tyres are absolutely screaming, by the way, as we have done now 12 laps on these medium tyres, but we are still picking up decent exits out of the hairpin and going into towards Spoon Corner. Looks like we've got this covered so far, but it's a critical traction zone here as we exit Spoon Curve early on the battery, and it's a nice exit for us. George Russell picks up the win here in Japan as Pierre Gasly and Liam Lawson have not given this up yet. We sort of drift slightly wide through 130R, but we hold the inside. Liam Lawson dives down the outside, but we cover off the inside. And that is it for this one. P8. Amazing, amazing drive.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle. It's George Russell who wins.
A great display of dominance today, Crofty, by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. And taking his place on the top step of the podium, he gave it some hustle. Well done to George Russell. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
So George Russell picking up his first win of the season for Mercedes, and we grabbed 8th place, which is 4 championship points. Absolutely critical for the boys in green. An absolutely fantastic race. I really enjoyed that one. Looking at the standings now, and Lando Norris still leads the championship, 17 points ahead of George Russell, while our 4 points moves us up to 7th in the Constructors' Championship, ahead of Alpine, Haas, Audi and Cadillac. And yeah, I mean, couldn't really have asked for much more in that race. That was a really good one. And yeah, hopefully we can carry that on into Bahrain. It's a really good start to the season for the rookie, as our stats increase quite a bit here inside this career mode. Fernando Alonso also have a decent result, but that's going to be the end of the video, guys, and a secret meeting in the next one. So join us next time out to find out what team wants to sign us up. But for now, thank you so much for joining me for the 3rd race of the season here at Japan. And if you want to see more F1 26 content from me, more career mode, some open lobbies, and some my team in the future, then leave a like, subscribe, and also drop a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you want to see on the channel. All that good stuff. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening, and cheers.